champs. They have won 6 of the last 8 national titles and 8 overall. And this is a team that seems poised for even bigger and better things in 2025. They just won the SEC regular season title, very first year in the league. A big reason, the player you're watching right now in the circle, the right-hander, Sam Landry, senior from Mont Bellevue, Texas, a transfer from Louisiana, the 2025 SEC Newcomer of the Year.
Sam Landry, just the transformation that she has made over this season has been tremendous. Just a completely different pitcher, different looks like she's throwing a little bit harder, and has completely been a leader in the circle for the Sooners.
Here's the Boston University batting order to the champs from the Patriot League. It's presented by Capital One. Brooke Depies, a team best .419 average. She will lead it off. There's Kylie Doherty in the 3-hole. Has carried this team in recent weeks and helped them win the Patriot League title at West Point last week. So we're ready to go here at Love's Field, and always a festive atmosphere at this fabulous ballpark. Just a show place for college softball, year number 2 of this building, and the fans just revel here.
I mean, you can just feel the energy just as this game 1 was finishing, and all of the fans were packing the stands. You can just feel the presence. Everybody's ready to go.
Brooke Depies, the Terriers junior captain, out of Redwood City, California. Looks at the first pitch, and it's inside for ball 1. Well, they actually called that a strike. We saw an interesting strike zone game 1, so I'm a little taken aback. Depies playing with a broken nose, but it was going to take a lot to keep her out of this series. She got hurt a few weeks back against Army in the regular season. She will wear a face mask in the field, but she has been a big-time leader. First team All-Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year at shortstop. And the 0-2 from Landry. Swung on and missed. Great start for Sam Landry.
And with Sam Landry, it's just how she is mixing pitches that makes her feel so different. She starts off Depies with the screwballs on the inner half, and then finishes her off with that changeup on the outer half.
Swinging at the first pitch is Cameron Lyons, and that's going to be fouled down the left field line. Cameron Lyons, true freshman, playing left field, carrying a 6-game hitting streak into the national tournament. One out here in the first inning. Oh, that hit her. Lyons takes it off that lead shoulder. And she'll be aboard here with 1 out in the first.
Take a look where Lyons is located in the batter's box. She is on the line. She's on that back line, and that ball runs up and in on her. She has nowhere to go.
Now here's Kylie Doherty, who we talked about. 351, 13 homers, 46 runs batted in, and she's quickly behind in the count. This is a big bat for the Terriers. They absolutely need her to have a big weekend.
Yeah, and they're going to look to her in big moments, pressure moments. She's been their go-to all season long.
0-2.
She's able to have some big power numbers, 13 home runs, 46 RBIs. She does well with pressure moments.
Off speed, fooled her. So Doherty, little off balance, swings and misses, 2 down.
And Sam Landry going to that changeup right away. What makes her so good is how deceptive she is off the mound. She comes right at you. She's long, she's lanky. She sells that changeup.
This is Megan Coyle now. Junior first baseman out of Herndon, Virginia. Big acquisition out of the transfer portal for the Coyle has started every game this season for BU. 3-0, snap throw down to first from Isabella Emmerling. And Lyons is back safely at first base. And a quick chat, Emmerling and Landry. Landry was the ace of the Ragin' Cajun staff last year, and it's been the same thing here in Norman in 2025. 19 wins, 4 losses. She's got a heavy arsenal.
She does, and she's comfortable changing speeds, which we're familiar with from seeing her at Lafayette. But what she's retooled is the location of her screwball. She's picking up a little bit more speed. She's throwing that in the low 70s.
Draws a walk, does Megan Coyle. So a couple of free passes by Landry. And, you know, Patty Gasso, we talked about this before the tournament. You know, would you go with your ace in game one? And she says, if we don't get game one, we're chasing it. So, yes, we're going with Landry. But a little bit of a bumpy start despite 2 strikeouts here in the first so far. And now pitching to Sophie Nivar.
And that's that screwball I'm talking about, just her ability to angle it a little bit more. She throws it at different heights. She'll throw it a little bit lower. She'll come up with it a little bit more.
It's off the plate, a ball and a strike to Nivar, the right fielder for BU. So this is interesting. Nivar and Landry, both from the same town, Mont Bellevue, Texas. And matching up here in the national tournament. Just missed. Oh, no, late called strike again. Just a late call from home plate umpire Jenna Bouillon.
That catches the inner half. Looks a little low from up here, but Emmerling working for a pitcher.
Jammed her. Easily handled by Landry. And Boston University threatens in the first, but they can't score. Oklahoma coming up for the first time next. National tournament, and 3rd time since 2018. Just clinched the Patriot League tournament again. They only returned 2 starting everyday players. So it was a retooling job for head coach Ashley Waters in her 10th year, but she has done a brilliant job. Casey Ricard is going to be the starting pitcher for BU. Pitcher of the year in the Patriot League for the 2nd straight season.
She has been the heartbeat for BU in the circle, and being the Patriot Pitcher of the Year junior season. Back-to-back titles.
Capital One starting lineup for the Oklahoma Sooners. Cassidy Pickering will lead it off. And there is Ella Parker, the designated player. 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in the last 17 games. The top of this Oklahoma order is absolutely ferocious, with Pickering and Parker back-to-back. Both sophomores and both hitting over 400.
Incredible.
Ricard's pitch in there for strike 1-1. Cassidy Pickering, just a tremendous year. 404, 14 homers, 45 RBIs, 4th in the SEC in slugging percentage at over 800. She has been steady. She has been clutch. And that's what you look for in a table setter. Ricard rocks and fires the 1-2. Stays away.
And with Cassidy Pickering, just in her sophomore year, sometimes I forget that this isn't her junior, senior year. They just play like veterans. Her and Ella Parker, they work so good back-to-back. They are the momentum starters at the top of the lineup.
Hit in the air, high but not very deep. Kylie Doherty, the center fielder, trots in, calls everybody off, makes the catch for the first out. So 1 down here in the Oklahoma first, and here comes Parker. Patty Gasso goes over the top when talking about Parker. Says she is one of the finest left-handed hitters she has ever had. She's had a bunch. currently on an 8-game hitting streak. As Ricard starts off speed and buries a strike. 7th leading hitter in the SEC with that .417 average, and that's after hitting .417 last year as a freshman. As Ricard works ahead 2 strikes.
Yeah, just those numbers seem like video game numbers, but just professional hitters in their sophomore year. Last year they got to see a lot of the veterans get it done, and now they are turning themselves into the veterans, Ella Parker and Bo Pickering.
One ball and 2 strikes to Ella Parker. Ricard gets a strikeout as Parker chases it up and out of the zone. 2 down.
And Casey Ricard, you're going to see her go to that rise ball often during this game. She gets that thing to move and zip through the zone and gets Parker to swing.
It has been a monumental year for Ricard. 26 wins, an ERA well below 2. Not a better competitor on that BU roster as she pitches to Nelly McEnroe-Marinas, one of the exciting freshmen on this roster. A redshirt from Hawaii. It's been a fixture at third base all season for Oklahoma. And right now you can tell Oklahoma is trying to time Ricard out between the rise ball and the change.
Yes, and Ricard, she's got a little bit of velo. She's also long and lanky. Her delivery is a little bit long and jerky, so it's hard to pick up that timing.
There's that rise, misses way high. Ricard led the Patriot League in wins and ERA and broke the program record for innings pitched. And she has been the cornerstone of this run. And now the count even at 2-2. Just off the plate. Ricard came into the night 11th in the country in strikeouts. After getting Parker, that's 228 on the year. Let's see what she does here with McEnroe-Marinas in a full count. Off speed, called strike 3. And look at that emotion from Casey Ricard. The underdog Terriers get a 1-2-3 inning from their all-conference pitcher Casey Ricard in the first.
Casey Ricard comes in dealing, and she's going right at these Sooner hitters. Big out for number 3, the bottom of the first.
What are your keys to the game, Tosh?
For BU, just what we saw in the bottom of the first. Cassidy Ricard with pitching excellence, just being able to go right at these Sooners and capitalize on opportunities offensively will be key for them. For the Sooners, early offensive pressure, just swinging early in the count, putting up those power numbers, and then continuing their defensive sharpness behind Sam Landry.
Well, Sam Landry gave up a couple of free passes, hit a batter and walked one in the first inning, but worked around the trouble with a couple of strikeouts and a lazy pop-up. Now Taisha Williams leads off for BU. Tough play, spinning Garcia, not in time. Gabby Garcia, the rookie shortstop, a beautiful play, but the speed of Taisha Williams down to first base beats it out for the first hit of the ballgame.
Okay, off the bat, I did not even think that Gabby Garcia was going to be able to get to this ball and even have a chance at a play, knowing that there's a running slapper in Taisha Williams at the plate. But good speed by Taisha Williams, get the first hit of the day for BU.
And now, Kiyomi Pollock, sophomore third baseman at the plate. Pollock, the primary third baseman all season, after being used mostly as a pinch runner in 2024. But push foul. See that BU is trying a small ball approach here to start the second inning against Sam Landry.
I think that's smart. That would be my approach if I was BU. Continue to put the ball in play, play it small. Softball 101, get a runner on, move her over.
2 strikes. Foul ball off the bat of Pollock. And Ashley Waters, down her 10th year at Boston University, the winningest coach in program history, 5-time league coach of the year. Grew up 40 miles north of Boston, so she's loving her job. Checked her swing. Pollock did not go. Pollock playing through some discomfort tonight. He's planning on having knee surgery after the season. See that brace on that left leg. And another foul ball. Boy, she is battling Landry.
She's going deep in the count. She's seeing the ball deep, letting it travel. She's also, if you check her hands when she gets back in the box, she's using that split grip, trying to stay on top of elevated pitches, staying short to the ball, trying to use the top of her barrel.
Sam Landry rocks, and the 1-2 pitch. Off speed, stays away. And I'll tell you this, Oklahoma Sooners faithful into every pitch. They did not like that. They thought that was strike 3. Got it. Strikeout number 3 for Sam Landry. 1 away.
Sam Landry gets strikeout number 3 with that changeup down by the ankles and falls off the table.
3-time SEC Pitcher of the Week this season, Sam Landry. Now facing the 8-hole, Livia Christopher, the catcher for the Terriers. Excellent defensive catcher, too. Has done a terrific job handling the Boston University pitching staff. The Prospects Heights, Illinois.
And that's the screwball that she's trying to establish on that inner half.
The 1-1. Hit on the ground and knocked down by Garcia. Not in time at second base. And Garcia, a couple of great plays on this infield here in the inning, but the speed of Taisha Williams has kept BU out of outs.
Yeah, Garcia just showing off her range here, but does a great job of still trying to make a play. Again, Taisha Williams, good speed, but keeping that ball on the infield.
So 2 infield hits on the inning for BU. As the number 9 hitter, Addie Lucier, comes up. She's the second baseman tonight, a freshman. Ground ball, Garcia. Not in time for the double play. They're going to settle for 1. Williams gets to third.
And just flashing the leather, just knowing exactly what you want to do with the ball before it's hit to you. Gabby Garcia making that decision to get the out at second and try to get the double play. Runners on first and third.
Back to the top of the order, and Debbie S. Strikeout victim her first time up. So the first time around for Boston University in this order, they have had pressure against this defense and against Sam Landry. Base runners both innings. Now they turn the lineup over to Debbie S. To right field, backing off is Pickering. She's got it. And again, the Terriers are turned away. They strand 2. We played 1.5. No score in Norman.
Leading into the Women's College World Series that we could potentially see at the Women's College World Series. Just is a testament to the strength of that conference.
Gabby Garcia, the outstanding shortstop for Oklahoma, leads it off here in the second inning. One of the best freshman players in the country. 351, 16 homers, and 50 RBIs. Popped up, short left field. Cameron Lyons comes in, and Casey Ricard has retired the first 4 Sooners in a row. Now, it's a good bet that Oklahoma would have been the #1 national seed had they won the SEC tournament as well. But Texas A&M and Oklahoma never met because of weather. And Texas A&M was given the #1 national seed for the first time in program history. Here's Sydney Barker now with 1 out. Barker gets the start at first base. Boy, is her bat starting to come on. They're calling this freshman Sid the Kid.
I like it.
Homered twice against Arkansas last Friday in that miraculous comeback in the SEC tournament semifinals.
She's hot at the moment. Coach Gasso is saying, I have to figure out ways to keep her in the lineup. She came in as a shortstop, and her and Garcia battled it out for the shortstop position. But just offensively, she keeps saying, hey, Coach Gasso, you need me in your lineup. So has found her way in the outfield and has been a tremendous athlete out in the outfield.
Yeah, she's been in the outfield. She's getting the start at first in this one, but very versatile. And obviously the bat is what gets her into the lineup. She might be a freshman, a kid, but a grown-up swing. The 2-2. And this is lifted back up over the grandstand. The winner of this regional here in Norman faces the winner of the Tuscaloosa regional. Alabama's the #15 national seed hosting there. Just missed off the plate for Casey Ricard, who had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Thought she had one there. Now full count.
Again, another tight zone. Just trying to establish the corners, trying to figure out what the umpire strike zone is.
Hit on the hands. Jam shot lands in center field. Base hit for Sydney Barker. So Oklahoma has its first hit of the game with 1 out here in the second inning.
And Sydney Barker, just such a gamer, battling out this at bat. And if you just take a look, this ball gets a little bit on her hands, but she's able to muscle through and push it through. Gets to the green.
And now Ilana Agbayani, the BYU transfer. Just a terrific acquisition out of the transfer portal. They call her Hawaii 5-0. She's a native of Hawaii. Wears number 50. Was the Hawaii Gatorade High School Player of the Year a few years back. And now BU wants to slow things down as Ashley Waters comes out to chat with Casey Ricard and talk strategy here.
Right. Like in this situation, do you think, we're early in the game, do you move some runners, have Agbayani show bunt, but Agbayani just has some great alley to alley. She hits into the gaps, and so I think early in the game, let her swing, see if you can get some runners in motion, possibly.
There's Casey Ricard's line so far. Just the 1 hit allowed to Barker. Retired the first 4 she had faced. A pair of strikeouts. Casey Ricard, 3rd straight Boston University pitcher to win the Patriot League Pitcher of the Year award in back-to-back years. Allie Dubois, Allison Boaz also did it. As Agbayani tries to push that one into play. I mean, they obviously have done something right when it comes to pitching at BU. They're just turning out great performers year over year. 2-0 line drive over the glove of Lucier. Back-to-back hits for the Sooners. They have it cooking now here in the second inning with 1 out.
Nagbayani just does such a good job of hitting the ball where it's pitched. She goes gap to gap usually. This ball on the inner half, she gains it, gets it over second base. Sooners first and second, 1 out.
Nagbayani hit .424 last year at BU. Do you think Patty Gasso was salivating to get her on campus here at Oklahoma? Boy, what a get. And now Abigail Dayton. Left-handed hitting transfer also from the state of Utah, but from the Utah Utes. She was the Pac-12 batting champ last year. Hit .431 a season ago. Numbers are down this year as the SEC pitching has kept her in check a little bit, but she has played and started every game this year for the Sooners.
And has been timely in some big moments. Coach Gasso loves to have her in the bottom of the lineup to make some things happen, especially after 2 back-to-back singles. She's a great candidate to keep things going.
Two on, 1 out, 3-0 to Dayton. And Emmerling on deck. There's a strike. Casey Ricard feeling some adversity for the first time here tonight. Checked her swing. Did she go around? Yes, she did. No, she did not.
Thought he called it. He called it. Yes, the third base umpire called it.
Now we have some confusion. The home plate umpire didn't make a call, but the first base umpire, or excuse me, the third base umpire did, but there was no appeal officially.
Yeah, it just kind of was a slow developing, but at first he did put up the motion.
And now there's going to be a conversation. Jenna Bouillon has had a delayed reaction to pitches tonight. There's no doubt about that. But she never called for help from the third base umpire.
Right. I think the third base umpire is waiting for her, waiting to get the signal from her. But she clearly goes. And even Abigail Dayton knows that she goes and stays there. But then Coach Gasso's like, nobody called it, so go ahead and go down.
All right, Tiffany and Aaron, thank you very much. From Knoxville to Norman. And the 4-time defending national champion Oklahoma Sooners have something cooking here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 on and 1 out. And a 3-2 count on the hitter, Abigail Dayton. We just had the umpires come together and talk about a check swing on Abigail Dayton. It was called a ball, arguably, because it looked like she had went around, but it's a 3-2 pitch now from Ricard. And it's lined down the line in left field. Bases loaded for the Sooners. 3 straight hits for Oklahoma.
And the bats are just getting hot and contagious. Abigail Dayton takes this rise on the outer half, goes with it. 3 back-to-back hits for the Sooners. Bases loaded.
Boston University back here in Norman for the second straight year. Did not face the Sooners in the national tournament a year ago, and they're up against it here in the second inning. Casey Ricard, boy, that pitch was turned on by Isabella Emmerling. Emmerling, the catcher, North Carolina transfer, has caught the balance of the games for the Sooners this year. Has 11 home runs on the campaign. Don't let the batting average of 220 fool you. She's got a lot of power. When she connects, she's a game changer, Natasha.
Yeah, Coach Gasso says you'll have some type of audible. I mean, just that first pitch that she fouled off, big swinging. Every single time she swings big.
And this one is hammered down the line, but foul. Just trying to time up Casey Ricard, the pitcher of the year from the Patriot League for the second straight season. Ricard just breezed through the first 4 hitters here tonight, but the 5-hole hitter Sydney Barker delivered a single. Then Ilana Agbayani followed suit. Abigail Dayton did the same, and now Isabella Emmerling with a 1-2 count. That stays away 2-2. BU in its first 2 innings at the plate threatened but did not score. They stranded runners in both innings. Full count and no place to put Emmerling. Hannah Core, the number 9 hitter in the Sooners order, is on deck. Here's Hannah, junior from Yorba Linda, California. Payoff pitch. In on the hands. Did it hit her? Yes, it did. And Oklahoma leads it 1-0.
And take a look at this ball. It just rides in and gets her on her hands.
I think BU was hoping that was a foul ball as Ashley Waters, Terriers head coach, came out again for a chat. I think that's what she is contending, that actually hit the bat and not Emmerling. But as it stands right now, it's 1-0 Oklahoma.
Right. And I think that's a good job by her to come on out, because that does look like that hits her hands. Potentially could be a foul ball. Runners would have to go back.
Yeah, we're going to get a review. That's Cameron Ellison, our crew chief. As Boston University has challenged
Take a look again.
Well, it's really hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
But I
wanted to see her reaction after, too. See if there's any grimace in her face, but
I'm not so sure that didn't hit the bat.
I don't think so either.
So if that's a foul ball, the runner's taken off the board, bases loaded, and it stays a 3-2 count on Emmerling. But as it stands right now, there's going to have to be video evidence to overturn this. The call was hit by pitch. Here's Ashley Waters, now at BU in the national tournament for the 7th time in her 10 years as head coach. She's just done a masterful job with this program.
We talked about her recruiting, and she hangs her hat on recruiting tough pitchers, competitive pitchers. She goes with her gut. And she feels like with Ricard, she has hit the jackpot.
There's her counterpart tonight, Patty Gasso, 8 national championships. In her 31st year, the SEC Coach of the Year in year number 1 in the league. I mean, she just dominated the Big 12 for years, goes to the gauntlet that is the SEC, and her and the Sooners fared very well,
yeah,
winning the regular season and sharing the tournament championship with A&M.
Yeah, didn't even skip a beat. I mean, think of high competition in the SEC that would be tough, but doesn't even skip a beat with the newcomers. Another look.
So if this is a foul ball, this is a big break for BU. It takes a run off the board, and the at-bat carries on. Here's the call.
After further review, ruling on the field is upheld, hit by pitch. That is Boston University's first challenge.
I think it was just too hard to overturn it. I don't think the evidence was there.
Yeah, there's nothing that made you think otherwise.
And so it's 1-0 Sooners, their first run of the 2025 national tournament. And now Hannah Core will get a chance here in the second inning with the bases loaded and one out. Hannah Core in center field. At times it's been a difficult year for the junior, battling injury. She injured her ankle second game of the season. It set her back a few weeks. Ended up missing a boatload of games, 16 in all. But she has been coming on lately at the plate, and her defense never seems to fail. Off speed, a ball and a strike. I mean, she is one of the best center fielders in the country.
Yeah, and Coach Gasso also says can't replicate Jada Coleman, but Hannah Core does a good job of being able to cover some ground. She's best for her defense.
Line drive, center field, base hit. Agbayani scores. Dayton comes home. Two-run bingo for Hannah Core out of the 9 spot. And it's 3-0 Sooners.
And Hannah Core, the redshirt junior, not only gets it done defensively like we talked about, but gets it done at the plate too. Just a clutch moment, pressure moment, bases loaded. Two-hit RBI.
And BU is going to make a pitching change. An early pitching change for the Terriers. Danica Nell is in the circle now as Ricard leaves after an inning and a third. Oklahoma, 3 on the board here in the second inning, and they're not done. Done, 1 out in the second inning. And Danica Nell offers her first pitch. So the Sooners knock out Casey Ricard, the starting pitcher, and Danica Nell, the tall Canadian, will come on. The true freshman coming off a terrific performance in the Patriot League title game. 7 scoreless innings in relief of Ricard, who did not get an out in that start. So now BU kind of needs her to turn that trick again.
Yeah, and this is a good compliment to Ricard. She throws more down, can induce more ground balls.
Danica Nell, a freshman from Manitoba. It's a strike there against Cassidy Pickering, who flew out to center her first time up. Pickering in right field. And walks. So the base is loaded for Ella Parker. And now Parker was one of the few that did not look very comfortable against Ricard. Her first time up, went down swinging.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic of her, the pitches that she was swinging at up in the zone.
Ella Parker playing through some shin splints right now, but a lead pipe cinch to be an All-American. 5 home runs in the last 7 games for Parker. Has an 8-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 17 doubles on the year. That was second best in the SEC. Inside, 2-1. This is a big moment for BU and the new pitcher, Danica Nell. I mean, to hold Oklahoma here, already 3-0. Back up the middle, snared by Nell. She'll go home for 1. And that's all they'll get, but they'll take it. That's a big defensive play by Nell.
It's a big play, and that's exactly what she needed. She was just working behind in the count, but really just trying to find the strike zone and was able to get her to ground out. That's what she does well. She induces a lot of ground balls.
Nellie McEnroe-Marinas, the 9th hitter to come to the plate in the inning for Oklahoma. A redshirt freshman from Hawaii. Big swing and a miss. And that's the thing about McEnroe-Marinas. She's a bit of a free swinger. Likes to take her hacks. Most of the time it pays off. She did go down looking her first time up. That was against Ricard. Nothing in 2. Oklahoma. First year in the SEC, plus a lot of new faces. But it has produced similar results here in 2025. I mean, McEnroe-Marinas has been in the program, but this is her first year as a regular. And she was a redshirt freshman last year. 14 new players on the roster. It's more than Patty Gasso's had in a while.
Well, it's interesting that the whole entire team voted her to be the captain, and she had never touched dirt yet as a Sooner. She was in the dugout last year as a redshirt freshman.
Boy, that says something about her character.
Testament to her.
1-2 pitch. Off speed, floats outside, 2-2. Gabby Garcia started this inning. In the leadoff spot here in the second inning. She's on deck. Oklahoma has scored 3 times. Two-two pitch. Ground ball, base hit. Hannah Core comes in. Pickering scores. Parker into third. 2-run single by the redshirt freshman captain. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas. It's 5-0.
And McEnroe-Marinas just working behind in this count. Works away from an 0-2 count. 2 strikes. 2-2. But just as relentless. Continued to bagel off pitches. Hits that ball hard up the middle. Picks up a hit.
So Garcia will hit for the second time this inning. Flew out to medium deep left field her first time around. Gabby Garcia. And now they had the runner hung up, but they didn't notice her in time. Delayed takeoff there by McEnroe-Marinas. Now she's in scoring position.
Yeah, just heads up base running. You take a look at McEnroe-Marinas at first. As soon as the throw is off to the pitcher, she's taken off and she has a big lead. She was thinking that on the pitch.
Well, just aggressive base running. And McEnroe-Marinas and this Oklahoma team that has made a statement here early in the ballgame. Oklahoma 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Jam shot, and that's going to be the third out as Garcia is retired. But 5 go up on the board for Oklahoma. We've played 2. It's likely that kept them from the 1 seed, but Patty Gasso will tell you, not disappointed not being the 1 seed.
Not at all, and she almost prefers it. No target on her back. She's like, that's not even anything that's going to motivate my kids right now. I like the position that we're in. We're playing the best softball we've been playing as of late, and so going to hang on to that.
Sam Landry now with a 5-run lead to work with. Cameron Lyons leads it off. She was hit by a pitcher first time up off the leg of Landry. The carom goes right to Sanders. She'll step on the bag, and now all attention goes to the leg of Sam Landry. Is she going to be okay?
This ball is hit hard. Right at Landry. Hits her in her shin, looks like.
Now that right shin.
Hard to react on that. But Sydney Barker stays with that play.
It's going to be a 1-3 put out in the scoreboard. So Landry gets an assist. She's going to feel it though a little bit later. That might leave a bruise. Boy, she is a competitor. Kylie Doherty struck out against Landry her first time up. Sam Landry won 63 games in 3 years in Lafayette. It was all Sun Belt 3 years in a row. But under the tutelage of pitching coach Jen Rocha here at Oklahoma, she has taken her game to another level. And you were talking about that throughout the season. You noticed differences from seeing her last year at Lafayette.
Yeah, last year I feel like she just threw her pitches. I mean, she had the same arsenal. She had her rise, she went to her change, she had the screw, but I think it's how she's tunneling pitches and how her pitch sequencing is different this year. She'll throw in the same location, but she'll go there with 3 different pitches. She'll go inside with the screw. She'll go with an off speed, and then she just will pound that with the rise. And so I think just the different looks that she's been able to give has given her a little bit of a transformation. And also talking about just her playing in the SEC, it's just more of a competitive league. It's elevating her level as well, facing big hitters every single day. So to see her adjust and face those hitters, it's been fun to see her elevate her game.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Doherty, called strike 3. Landry gets Doherty on strikes for the second time, 2 away. Landry, 82 career wins. That's the most in the country among active pitchers. SEC newcomer of the year. Ton of strikeouts. I mean, generally goes deep into games. She even had a perfect game against Baylor way back in February. Now it was of the 5-inning variety. But she has been a stalwart this year for the Sooners. Ground ball off the bat of Megan Coyle. Gabby Garcia, the freshman, makes it look so easy. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Landry, who seems to always have a smile on her face.
To continue to follow Sam Landry, I'm looking forward to that, and I know the rest of the softball world is as well.
Well, Sam Landry gave up some base runners the first couple of innings, but has a 1-2-3 third and has been able to relax now that she has been staked a 5-run lead. Sydney Barker starting it for Oklahoma here in the bottom of the third, followed by Agbayani and Abigail Dayton. Barker had Oklahoma's first hit of the night.
Just interesting move about Sydney Barker. We talked about it her first at bat, but just her just trying to find ways to keep her in the lineup because she is so hot.
Yeah, she stays hot. Line drive into right field. She looks into that Oklahoma dugout and says, all right, guys, follow my lead.
Yeah, and when you're seeing it, you're seeing it. And you could just tell the ball is a beach ball right now, and just a great piece of hitting. Keeps her hands inside, goes right side, not doing too much. Hit number 2.
Here's Zailana Agbayani, also a single and a run scored in that big second inning. Good bunt. And throw goes into right field. Barker to third. Throw gets away. And Barker's going to head home with run number 6. And I think they're going to reward Agbayani third base. Yes, they are. 2 overthrows. The first one by Nell that goes down that first baseline.
And Agbayani just using her speed, just knowing she's got a runner on one, putting the ball in play, puts pressure on defense, makes Nell throw that ball away. And as that ball gets away and they throw it across the diamond, they get Barker to score. Oklahoma up 5-0.
Yeah, so that's going to be a sacrifice for Agbayani, and then 2 throwing errors, and they're going to take Nell out. And Ava Johnson is going to come into pitch now for the Terriers as things are starting to get away from BU. Two pitching changes in this game. Ricard started, Danica Nell, and now Ava Johnson, freshman lefty.
Yes, the freshman lefty. She's more up in the zone, so will complement Nell. She keeps the ball more up and will use it and spin that rise ball through the zone. She also has a curve, backdoor curve.
Team had a nice 2.53 ERA as a staff coming in. Defense not helping them out much here tonight, too. 2 throwing errors leading to that last run. Abigail Dayton singled and scored in the second inning. Homered in her first at bat as a Sooner back in the season opener against Cal State Northridge. And now she gets hit here. Runners at the corners and still nobody out. So Dayton made a good impression in her first game in a Sooners uniform. And she has been such a good fit since transferring from Utah. And this team looks really fired up and confident tonight.
I mean, just even the small things, getting hit by pitch, walking, taking a base. We saw Nelly having a delayed steal at first. So they're just doing the little things to have some run production, and they're continuing to put pressure on BU.
Emmerling was hit by a pitch. Runner goes, throw to second. And they tag out the base runner Dayton. They were hoping to avoid Agbayani sprinting for home, and they did that. That was well played by the BU defense.
Definitely well played as Abigail Dayton goes as she's stealing second base. She stops trying to draw that run at third. But Brooke Dupiese does a good job of applying that tag, ensuring that out.
She was the Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year this year, and that was well done to prevent another run. Three 0 to Emmerling. Emmerling hit her 11th home run of the season in the Sooners' last game against Arkansas. And she draws a walk here, so again runners at the corners with one out. The Sooners hit an SEC tournament record 6 homers in that win over Arkansas. That amazing comeback, and their confidence looks like it has continued so far here tonight, as we're going to get an Oklahoma pinch runner. Cheney Helton coming on to run at first base. And yet another pitching change for BU. Haley Ganino will get an opportunity. So the BU pitching staff trying to figure it out against these hot Oklahoma bats. Agbayani played 400 games in the major leagues, many with the Mets. And she is carrying on that athletic tradition here in Norman, Oklahoma with the Sooners. She's at third base. Abigail Dayton Pinch run for by Helton. She's at first. One out. Already 6-0 Oklahoma here in the third. The four-time defending national champions have forced 3 pitching changes for Boston University here tonight. Popped up. Going to be a tough play for Lucier. She makes the catch as she gets out to the outfield grass for the second out.
And Coach Waters, when we talked to her, she said, hey, our plan of attack, we are not afraid to keep changing pitchers. We'll go off of matchups. We want to change the look. We want to change the speed. So all hands on deck with the pitching staff today.
Here's Cassidy Pickering. Pickering is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Three and 0.
Kaylee Ganino is more down in the zone, throws more drops. So different look from Ava Johnson, who's more up in the zone.
Swung out and missed. 3 balls and a strike to Cassidy Pickering. Since 2005, teams hosting a regional have advanced to the Supers 76% of the time. As this one is going to twist out a play foul. I mean, that's how important the home field advantage is. And over the last 10 years, that number is up to 88%. And especially when you play in front of rabid fans like these, in front of a full house. I mean, what an advantage this is for Oklahoma, and they have just jumped on BU since the second inning. This one is hit down the line, has a chance, and just fouled. Oh, Cassidy Pickering making a bid for her 15th home run of the year. That would have made it 9-0.
Yeah, and off the bat, that looked like that was out of here. But I thought Cameron Lyons was going to be able to find the fence, find the wall, and make a play. If you take a look, Cameron Lyons in left field has a good heartbeat on it. Goes right back to the fence. But just misplayed it.
3-2, off speed, high, and the bases are loaded again for Oklahoma. And now the very dangerous Ella Parker with a chance to really blow this game open. No, they're going to pinch hit for him. Tia Malloy is going to be called on to hit here for Ella Parker. We talked about her shin splints. You wonder if that might not be the issue. There she is.
Well, I think it's more preservation, too. You know, you're going to need Ella Parker as this tournament carries on. If Oklahoma continues to win, you're going to need her at bats. And also, too, you want to give more opportunities. Tia Malloy is a freshman. Give her some more looks. Give her an opportunity to play in this postseason play.
Tia Malloy, the freshman, who has been part of the run through the SEC throughout the year. .259, 5 homers, 12 runs batted in. Her dad, Lawyer Malloy, was an excellent defensive back in the NFL, won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. It's down 2-1.
She's even got a famous sister as well, Kiki Malloy. She played at Tennessee. follows in some big footsteps after her big sis.
Her mom, Claudine, two-time track and field All-American too. I mean, what a family. And now 3-1, no place to put Malloy. And Nellie McEnroe-Marinas scheduled to hit next. She was swinging. Sliced it foul. Agbayani at third, Helton at second, Pickering at first. Ball 4, walked her, and it's now 7-0 Sooners as Agbayani comes home. Boy, Ganino thought that was a strike. She doesn't get the call.
Just good location. I almost thought that was a strike. Too close to take, definitely, with 2 strikes. A good attempt by Ganino.
Nellie McEnroe-Marinas had the 2-run single in the second inning, part of that 5-run second. Down the line, and that is fair. Nope. Nope. Now the first base umpire's waving off the home plate umpire. And we're going to have confusion again.
Yeah, just a delayed call. And when that ball hit, just there was no reaction from the umpires.
You can see the home plate umpire and the first base umpire.
And that's the home plate umpire's call.
Yep. And she called fair, but then overruled by the first base umpire who got it right. So a ball and a strike on Nellie McEnroe-Marinas. Big break there for BU. Down and in. Ground ball to short. Throw to first in time, and that's going to end the inning. But Oklahoma gets 2 more. And now leads it 7-0 after 3. We're going to talk to the bench boss, Patty Gasso, head coach of the Sooners, coming up next.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
Her night is over.
Oh, yeah, she's up on the step and loose, ready to pump on her teammates.
And here comes Kirsten Deal.
Kirsten Deal, and just a good time to put in Kirsten Deal to give her some innings in this postseason atmosphere. And Deal also complements Sam Landry. She goes more up in the zone. She has that curve and backdoor.
Faces Sophie Nivar to start the inning. Nivar popped out to the pitcher her first time up. Kirsten Deal, second on the team in starts and appearances. Started the Sooners last game against Arkansas in the SEC semis, but only lasted an inning and 2/3 in that one. Gave up 3 runs, so looking to get retuned up here tonight now in the NCAA tournament, and a new catcher as well for Oklahoma, Corey Hicks. It is go time for BU and this offense. Looking to get on the board, down 7 here in the 4th. And Sophie Nijvar in the lineup for her bat, not necessarily her defense. In fact, you know, we were told to look for Amy Metz at some point as a defensive replacement for Nijvar, but she's the better offensive weapon. Trying to set the table here in the 4th inning. Oh, that rides in, hit her. So she gets on. So just a couple of hits in this ball game for BU, but they've been able to get some freebies. And now a base runner with nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, Sophie Nijvar pumping up her team as that ball hits her and trying to get something going for BU, just trying to get some momentum going your way.
Pinch runner for BU. And there is Amy Metz, who we just talked about. And as you look at that Oklahoma outfield, Helton is in left field. Bland has come into the ball game in right. Maya Bland, sophomore outfielder. Taisha Williams, 2-strike count. Struck her out. Throw down to first, not in time. Nijvar gets back. Kirsten Deal makes quick work of Williams for the first out. Kiyomi Pollitt struck out her only time up against Sam Landry. Pollitt 3 home runs on the year, and now time is called as Gasso comes out for a chat with Kirsten Deal. She obviously noticed something from the dugout. What do you think the gist of this conversation is?
And I think just trying to settle her down. She's getting behind, just got behind on this first pitch, but maybe just the signs. And then sometimes too, it's just the confidence that Coach Gasso just wants to check in with her, like, you got this.
Patty Gasso, by the way, picked to lead Team USA this past spring. She's going to lead the team for the next 4 years leading up to the 28 Olympics, which is going to be in LA, but they're going to be playing the softball in Oklahoma City. So Patty Gasso, a very natural selection to lead the national team.
Yeah, a perfect pick, having Coach Gasso knowing that the venue will be here in Oklahoma, just the obvious connections, but her being able to bring in the community and the softball fans and community and bring that draw. She just talks about how she wants the Olympics experience to be a professional experience, and she wants to make sure that the athletes are taken care of. And one of the athletes right next to her in the dugout, Tiari Jennings, that will be on the national team this summer as well.
She's been a part of the national team before, and big part of USA softball in the past since 2018. She coached Team USA at the World Cup of Softball, and so just a really natural choice, especially since it's going to be in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and just trying to make the USA uniform cool again. You know, there's been some years we haven't had the gold medal. We lost the gold medal in 2020 to Japan, so just trying to have preparation, raise the expectations, raise the standards for the USA team.
2 balls and 2 strikes to a Pollitt. Good battle here with Kirsten Deal. Patty Gasso knows that Deal's had some ups and downs, but since she expects her to thrive in the postseason, they need her. And when she's confident, she can be brilliant. Another foul. Kirsten Deal has beaten the likes of Tennessee and Texas this year. It's been a good body of work. 9-2 is her record. That one stays high, so a full count to Kiyomi Pollock. Olivia Christopher is due up next as BU is trying to get something going here, down 7. Called strike 3. Apollo tried to coax a walk, but Jenna Bullion brings her up for the second out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Deal.
And Kirsten Deal just dealing, just being able to go to that backdoor curve on the outer half. Just bringing that momentum and keeping it with the Sooners. Out number 2.
Now Olivia Christopher. Infield single in the second inning. That sticker is coming off of Christopher's helmet there. th NCAA tournament appearance for the BU Terriers. They did not face the Sooners last year as the 3 seed. Instead lost 2 games to Oregon after eliminating Cleveland State. So they got a win here last year. Didn't have to face the Sooners. As the 4 seed, they've got him in day 1. Popped up. Playable on the infield and a collision, but it's a soft one, and it is caught. And that's going to end the inning. We're going to talk with the BU skipper. Ashley up there, but she wanted to get back home and be a head coach, and she has done a wonderful job with this program over the last decade. So we've got a pinch hitter for Oklahoma here in the 4th inning. This is Gabby Garcia's spot in the lineup, and this is Katie Lee McKay. McKay just her 4th at bat of the year. And she's up there taking her hacks.
And just a good opportunity for Coach Gasso to get some of her younger athletes the opportunity to get some ABs, experience this atmosphere, postseason play.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you've got to develop a foundation. That's how come Oklahoma is good every year. They have players that have postseason experience. Even if it's not a lot of experience the first year, they've got some, and it bears fruit the next season immediately.
Well, even talking about Cassidy Pickering and Ella Parker, just they're sophomores this year and they're playing like veterans. It's almost as we've seen them for years, but we've seen them being able to contribute as freshmen in the postseason. And so I love Patty Gasso's strategy of being able to pass on that championship mentality and giving her athletes opportunities.
Amy Metz has stayed in the game after pinch running, and she is in right field for BU. Casey Ricard started the game. Danica Nell was in there briefly. Ava Johnson pitched for a short time, and now Haley Ganino in the circle for the Terriers. Her 2-2 pitch stays high, full count. Katie Lee McKay trying to set the table here in the 4th inning. Popped up left side. Will it stay in play? Pollen gets over there and makes the catch from third base. One down.
A nice efficient out. and just staying with it. You know, we heard Coach Waters talk about her pitchers trying to find the strike zone, but you can see all of her pitchers battling Danino there, going deep in the count and staying in that, winning the battle.
What a game it's been for Sydney Barker, looking for her third hit, but Metz comes in and makes the catch, avoiding a collision with Lucier.
I just have to mention, we've seen almost 2 collisions in here at Love's Field. Just the energy, it's so loud, it's so hard to hear. And so just the communication between defenders has been pretty tough. So as a defender playing here, you gotta be loud. And see Sophia Navarre saying, ball, 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 that's mine.
Can't be shy. Ilana Agbayani at the plate now. Were you vocal as a player? I know you, and you're a conversationalist. But when you were playing, were you loud on the field?
When I had to be. I wasn't a continuous talker. We talked about Coach Spencer earlier, how she's just continuously talking. I wasn't a continuous talker. I would, call out plays, 1, 2, when it needed to be. I wasn't a chatty Cathy.
But you need that vocal leadership on the field.
Absolutely, and that can, especially in atmospheres like this, playing in the Olympic arena, playing in Women's College World Series, it's loud, and so you've got to make sure that you're communicating, and it's more so connecting with your teammates in between pitches. Hey, if it's hit in the 5-6 hole, I'm going to be here. I need you to cover here. Pop-ups, just over communicate at all times.
2-1 to Agbayani, stays down 3-1. Agbayani, 3 homers on the year, hit one last Friday against Arkansas. We could go tonight. Full count. Oklahoma 45-7. 17 of those wins coming in SEC regular season play. Won a couple of conference tournament games. Before the championship game was canceled because of rain. They're the number 2 seed. Searching for a 5th straight national championship. Line down the left field line. What a catch. Cameron Lyons laying out in foul ground for the 3rd out. Boy, that's the kind of thing that will inspire an offense, and certainly BU needs that now.
Cameron Lyons just trying to go lights out to shut the door in the bottom of the 4th. Lays out, goes big for out number 3.
AA championships. 64 in the tournament. It'll be down to 16 next week. And the Sooners hoping to get back to the Super Regionals. BU has never been to a Super Regional round. Ground ball to short, bobbled, but Katie Lee McKay in her first test at shortstop since coming into the game.
And it never fails. New defender comes in, the ball always will find you. But Katie Lee McKay just fields this cleanly, just a little double clutch, but be able to get that first out.
So Addie Lucier is retired, now back to the top of the order. And Brooke Depies. First team All-Patriot League, Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. Moved to shortstop after Libby Walsh was lost for the season with an ACL. And she has been Boston University's top hitter. Finished 3rd in the Patriot League batting race. Was the MVP of the Patriot League tournament. 5 hits, 11 at bats, couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. Depies, a 5'5" junior out of Redwood City, California. And Kirsten Deal's pitch lined into center field. There's Debbie S. Quintessential swing from her. Just keeps it compact and right back up the middle.
Yeah, so scrappy. And just on the plate. But Katie Lee McKay lays out for that, and I almost think that I almost thought she was about to make that catch. It's right on it.
So a one-out base runner for Cameron Lyons. The left fielder, true freshman. Trying to get something going here for BU. That was their third hit of the night. Lions trying to extend a 6-game hitting streak. Lyons has managed the typical freshman growing pains, the ups and downs. But overall has had a nice year. 2 balls and a strike to Lyons.
Just coming in as a freshman, just managing failure. You're playing at a new level, and Coach Waters just talked. It took a little bit of an adjustment, just being able to kind of bounce through failure and manage it. Facing good pitching all the time, facing good defenders. How are you going to make your adjustments game to game, pitch to pitch? So starting to come into her own here at the end of the season.
Two to Lions. It's in the dirt. 3-2. BU, they need to get a run. 2 would even be better because they're in jeopardy of getting walked off in the bottom of the 5th. Oklahoma, just need 1 more run for that 8-run rule after 5. Get on the hands, and it's going to get up off the netting.
Just trying to push something through.
And we heard Ashley Waters talk about that. We want to make this a 7-inning affair. We don't want this to be 5 and out in game 1.
Yeah, and if I'm Cameron Lyons, I'm just continuing to stay short to the ball, thinking left side, left center.
Deal's payoff pitch. Struck her out. Kirsten Deal. Out number 2.
And Deal, she is just dealing with this outside curve. She has been painting that corner all night long and staying on that outside. Gets Cameron Lyons swinging.
That's Deal's 3rd strikeout. And it's been a tough night at the plate for Kylie Doherty, who has struck out twice. Soft liner, and that's going to be handled by McKay. So Debbie S. is stranded. BU denied in the 5th. Five teams making their first ever appearance in the national dance, including Belmont. The Bruins losing today to Virginia Tech over in the Tuscaloosa Regional. That regional matches up with this one in the Super Regional round. And of course, Alabama gave Oklahoma fits during the regular season. Took a series from the Sooners in Tuscaloosa back in April. And Virginia Tech is in the 1-0 game. And right now, Alabama looking good. Very similar to what the Sooners are doing here. And this one is hit high. It is hit deep. And it is gone. Goodbye, home run. Corey Hicks. Her first at bat. And just her 20th at bat of the season. And she takes it out to make it an 8-0 final. Walk-off home run from Corey Hicks.
This has got to feel so good to shut the door. First pitch. Corey Hicks, the freshman, just crushes this lower pitch on the inner half. Elevates this, gets under it, and it's out of here right off the bat. Walk off, Corey Hicks.